All right, y'all, this is the season 54 finale episode. That's right. Season 54 is coming to a wrap. Before we go into season 55, let's just do a recap here of all of the amazing things that have happened and the things that I've learned in this last season 54. Roll the tape. Okay, y'all, that's right. Season 54 finale episode. Wow. 365 days of what? Wow. 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 365 days of it. So, look, so I went through divorce. And that was pretty much this whole season was life around this divorce. The things that I learned, the things that almost broke me, the things that, I am grateful for, all of those things, right? And I have to say this season was was this season kicked my ass. This season kicked my ass. And I was like, oh, holy moly, okay. But like any good, ass kicking, it's only really serving you if you go, huh, what did I learn out of this? What will I do differently? Because that was a different kind of ass kicking. What would I do differently? How would I have changed it, right? And so, 54 was hard, but it was really a rich, this is my most spiritual, I can say it palpably in practice, in experience, in alignment. I was locked in spiritually. I was locked the freak in, and it was still hard. So I'm just going to start naming some of the lessons that I learned, that I got. One of the lessons was related to a new way of thinking about challenge and problems. I've always, you know, when it comes to fear, I'm always going to do the easiest, the most risk averse. And, I've skydived, I've swam with sharks. I mean, in life, in my survival, not just that basic survival, but surviving life and my history around homelessness and all of those things, like that has governed every decision. I remember coming home. It was like one of the one times I can remember that come on Quakers, we beat Garfield basketball. And I mean, it was like, oh my, it was a close game. It was a good game. It was a hard game. I mean, I got my ass kicked on that court. Oh God, it was horrible. But we won, and we took the W. We're super excited, and I came home, and when we pulled up, like me and my teammates dropped me off at home, all our stuff was on the front lawn. All we were being evicted, all of our stuff, and I was like, you make those life decisions where you're like, listen, I will never, seeing the look on my mom's face of just embarrassment, and she was so dejected, and there was so much shit, and there was so much, and I don't even think like that game should have stood in my memory because I played decent, and but all I can remember is that experience. And what I said was, I will never, ever, 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 ever be in a position where that's me. I don't care if something pays me $100 an hour over here and pays me $101 an hour scooping crap or getting whatever. I'm gonna take the $101 an hour because I'm not gonna be that person. So much of who I am is what has been governed by, I don't want to running. I don't, every decision was about what I don't want. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to do this. I don't. And so when you're so paralyzed with fear, you're going to go go the direction where there's safety. And look, if I can get the same check every 2 weeks, that works for me. that works for me. And fulfillment, that's secondary. Am I happy? That's third dairy. But I didn't want to, so I was governed by that. And this year I shook that off. I shook it off in a very almost violent way, because I just had this moment where I'm like, this is not serving me, and I don't know how much time I have. And I would be sick if something happened where I wasn't able to do it, or I, no longer did have the health, or did have the time, or did have the freedom. I would just be sitting here going, all the time that I wasted doing something because I wanted to be safe and not happy and not fulfilled and not like that sense of accomplishment, right? And so, um that was a big one. So fear would always um stop me in my tracks. And I was the person that I would start something new, it would be great, and then when it would be time to like launch, I'm like, no, I'll go get another client doing DEI or do this or do that, because I know that, not happy about it, but I know it, I can depend on it, it's consistent. So in the midst of all of that was going on, one of the things that I learned when things got very hard with this divorce, very hard in my life, and I promise you, y'all, I was like, I can't do it anymore. People around us are not well. I would throw a number out here and say, I think 90 to 95% of people you see on social media, like everybody's faking it. As far as I'm concerned, everybody's struggling. And that 5 to 10% of people who are holding on and doing relatively well, I think my theory is that they have they've clocked in their faith and their spirituality, where they're up here in their perspective of all that's happening, or they have a partner that they know has their back, or both, right? Or both of those two things. um Everybody else is just trying to make it. And I you know, I don't, I was one of those people just trying to make it. But last year I was like, I can't make it. I don't think I can. And so my not an affirmation, but it was like kind of came as a download. But one thing that got me through was the saying, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. I can do, you know, difficult things. I can do overwhelming things. I can do these. I can do hard things. This is a very hard thing, but I've done hard things before. I can do hard things, right? And so that kind of gave me the like, okay, you can keep going, you can keep going. So that was the first thing. I can do hard things. And once I clocked that, locked it in, like, this is just another hard thing, I was able to do better, because it felt like everything that would come up would like knock me down. And it would take like 3 or 4 days to get back into the, okay, you got this. And now I can rely on, you can do hard things. You can do it. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. And I've had to out loud say, get up, get up, get up, get up. Because I was like, I'll, there was a time, one time last year, I was on this clip where I'm like, I can do two things today. What are the two things I'm going to do? Just to show God, like, I'm still in it. I can't, I can do two things. And I would pick my two. And sometimes the two would be like, I'm going to drink a gallon of water today. I haven't drank water in a minute. Or it was, it wasn't anything like performative. It was just, I'm trying to show you that I'm still here and I'm still in the game. And that's all I got. I haven't, so I can do hard things. Second thing is, I've been listening to Mel Robbins. And what I learned that carried me last year was she has a whole theory. I think it's a book now, but there's a whole theory called Let Them. I was trying to control every single thing. I was trying to stay ahead of it and think 10 steps ahead. That's how our marriage worked. I had to stay 10 steps ahead of his chaos. So I learned what his moves meant. I knew his patterns. I knew what he was doing and how he was moving. I knew, like, because I studied him because I was not safe. And when you're not safe, you learn the enemy. All the ways in which I was trying to stay ahead of him, trying to stay engaged with, um, trying to stay ahead of everything that he was doing, it was killing me. It was exhausting me. My time was wrapped up in, okay, what is he gonna do next? Where's this and what's up? Nothing makes sense because nothing ever makes sense with a narcissist. Like with him, it was always he would say blue, and I'm like, I'm literally looking at red right now. What are you talking about, right? So everything was always about the swirl, just to keep you not clear about what he's doing. So when I got to let him, it's all gonna come out. It's all gonna be. It's all gonna come out, and it all came out when I looked at the bank statements. I'm like, there it is. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, okay, okay. A whole other life here. Oh, I didn't know we were okay. Now I know. It always comes out. So, but I was like, I want to get it out sooner rather than later so I can stop it. I learned you're not going to stop it. Somebody who is doing what they do are not going to stop because of you. You can't love them past it. You can't pray for them past it. You can't pay them out of it. You can't bribe them out of it. You can't threaten them out of it. You can't grace out of it or collaborate out of it. They have to do it, and they have to do it on their own. Oh my God. That cost me a lot last year. Is trying to stay ahead of all of it. And even though, we're still here, like, this divorce was final. The judge says we're done, and his attorney still like, it just feels like, oh, let him, let him. So that let them was very, um has come to me, and then I get waves of it. Sometimes I'm like, what is he doing? Come on. And I'll start getting spinning up about it. Let them. If somebody is doing what they're doing, let them do it, because you trying to stop them is going to stop the lesson that they need to get. Just let them. The other thing that I learned is that I would base my commitment level, I'm in it. I'm in it. My, commitment to the relationship on how much bullshit I tolerated. Like that was like, ooh, she's strong. Ooh, girl. She's amazing. She's strong. She's resilient. She's all these things because she's putting up with all this chaos and all this madness, right? And that's not no, I'm not doing that anymore. My love is not, I don't need to warp and twist my love to cater to someone else's dysfunction to prove of how worthy I am based on how much I put up with. That is a learned behavior that we do in the Black communities, particular as women, in these relationships where we've been told, like, oh, the male ego. Now, because they did not learn how to be vulnerable and nurturing and soft. That was not the environment that they have the privilege to be able to develop those soft skills. Even when they feel like they're wronged or they're defensive or they feel that threat, because it's all about feeling a threat. When I say, hey, did you such and such, there's a threat reaction, right? Even when you feel that, I still deserve for you to figure out how to talk to me and to slow yourself and to regulate, because you know what? I know you can do it with your boss. I know you could do it with your business partners or people or the pastor or somewhere out in the, why not me? It's a new day, honey. So I'm telling you right now, no, that's how you need to be able to self-regulate. So that means if you do not have any kind of personal development practice, you don't have a therapist? Okay. Do you have a group of men that you meet with every other Thursday or one Thursday a month that are all in healthy relationships where they lift you up and they tell you positive things and they pour into you in your relationship and love on you as a brother, where you can make mistakes and you can do whatever, and they'll bring you in and say, bro, that's not what we're doing. She's a good one. Get it together. You got that group? Do you got what books you reading? What books are you reading? Where is your development coming from? Where is that mirror that reflects the highest and best in you? Where is it at? Because if you don't have one, I'm not here for it. I do my work. I got a therapist. My girlfriends the other day, I'm gonna call out Jeffy and Alexis calling me out. Just and the looks and the those kind of looks. Yeah, that's a mirror. I saw it. Right. You have your people. Where what is your thing? One of the questions that I ask is, what do you care about? Oh, your children. Okay, and then I'm gonna study how you interact with your children. Because if you care about them, then that's how you're gonna care about me. Oh, I'm watching. I'm watching. And so I think that there is more vigilance because I am more settled in who I am and what I deserve. Because after you go through 365 days of what I just been through, you're so protective of your peace and your freedom and your joy and your space, right? You're so protective. And so, I think that as I'm evolving after last year, that my non-negotiables are very, very clear, very clear. So that's another thing. This year has taught me first, this is my show. This is my life. I am the writer of it. I'm writing in what the character's going to do, I'm writing the whole thing. At any point, I can change it. But I am writing this. If you have some chaos and some confusion in your life, you are writing this because you can always just delete them out. Like, this character is way too off the charts. We're done with that character. You are the casting agent. You get to say who the characters are that get to play this profound role in your life. You get to say that. You're the producer. You get to say, that character is good, but let's keep them over here and not make them the main character in the show. What's that Martin Lawrence brother man from the fifth floor, from the fifth floor, or whatever he was doing? He only popped in every now and then. He wasn't one of the main characters because they knew that his role was best when he did a pop in. Who's the Karate Jones, whatever? He was not main part in the show. He had a very finite role in the show. Not everybody needs to be in the living room on the couch with Gina and Martin. That wouldn't work. So there's a cast of characters. People, you got to make sure that they're situated where they belong, and you get to say where they belong. People don't just walk in and say, I'm the star. No, you get to say where they belong, and you're the star. I don't care who, people get really funny about that, but I just want to be very clear. You are the star of your show. You have to be. Who else can be the star of the Michelle Majors show? I have to be. And as the star, that means I'm the person that's responsible for bringing forth the lessons, bringing forth the script, bringing forth the lines, and pulling all of these characters and casting together. That is my job, is to honor the character and whatever my character values. I am responsible for making sure that my life and the script and everything, the casting, on location, honors the values and the point of the show. That's it. Everything I do has to honor all of it, has to honor my character, what's this show about, my values. All of these things have to be in alignment. That's my role, is to bring this to the world for people to enjoy and to see and to connect with and to resonate with. Like any good sitcom or any good show, you connect with those characters. You connect and you see yourself in that person That's what this has been all about. And finally, I have my time, my precious, precious, precious time. I don't know how much, but I got it. Everything that I use it for has to be in service of this character in this plot and the show. But at the end of the day, that's what this has all been about. And season 54 has kicked my ass, but I am still standing and I'm like, let's go 55. Let's go. So now we're about to get into season 55 and honey, all them lessons in season 55. I'll see y'all later. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you have, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things you know to do on the socials, and we'll see you next time.